Welcome back, YouTube.
Hey, what's going on? This is Sunshine.
This is E.
Hey, what's happening? What's going on? All right. Okay, we want to kick it off.
Yeah, we're going to do another reaction on George Carlin. Some people's favorite.
Yeah, I
you
like
know,
him too.
I like them too. Yeah, well, no, I didn't mean like I didn't like them, but we get a lot of requests for George Carlin,
Right.
And a lot of people comment, which we need.
Right.
Your comments. So yeah, it's George Carlin and driving.
And I noticed on the caption it's from Union City, New Jersey. So maybe he's talking about Jersey. I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Where you see that at?
In the caption.
Oh, I guess.
That's all you. Maybe you'll see it. Okay.
All right. So, but before we get started in this, you have anything you want to add? Or?
No, I'm gonna get to my comments at the end.
Okay. All right. But I'm gonna ask or request for the like comments up front. So hit that like button. The like.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right. Follow us on this.
You have to put up with when you're driving, like red lights. When did this bullshit start? I only noticed him about a month ago myself. And I'll be honest with you, I don't stop for him anymore. I did for about a week, didn't like it. Fuck him. I'm gone. I got no time to sit there jacking around listening to the news. You know my motto in traffic? Cop didn't see it, I didn't do it. I'm gone. I haven't hit anybody yet. Haven't hit anybody. I've had a few people behind me hit each other, but hey. That's not me, that's back there. Me, I'm gone. And I'm getting a whole lot better mileage. Especially in town. God damn, them sidewalks come in handy, don't they? Well, what are they gonna do if they catch me? Give me a ticket? You know, that's the big fear in some people's lives. Ain't this a bitch might get a ticket? You know how to handle a ticket by now, don't you? You gotta be firm with the policeman. Be firm with that policeman. Policemen respect strength. While he's writing out the ticket, you gotta flash him a whole lot of bad looks. Then when he's almost finished writing, reach over and grab the ticket out of his hand. Tell him you're going to check it over for mistakes. Then when you finish reading it, crumple it up and throw it at his feet. And say, fuck you and your ticket too.
I'm gonna say no on that one.
You asshole in a hat. Can't you see I have enough garbage on the floor of my car already? Without another worthless piece of paper from the state? I got 8 or 9 of them fucking things floating around in here. Hey. Don't I pay your salary? They like that when you're interested in the state budget. You're a public servant. Get me a glass of water. You pin-headed prick. You're holding me up, Jack. People are waiting for me at a party. I got a trunk full of heroin. Get the fuck out of my way, will ya? Tell him it's your car. Tell him it's your car and you do what you goddamn want with it. See, I own this car. My name is on the pink slip. I do what I want, and I own the highway, too. That my taxes paid for that. They're both mine. I own the highway, and I own the car. I own everything, goddammit! He'll be glad to hear that shit. That's what they like, people who know their rights. That way they don't have to read them to you on the way downtown to the maximum security penitentiary, where you'll spend the rest of your life with no conjugal visits. Except from some big guy you don't want one from. Well, I get pissed, goddammit! There's a lot of shit you have to put up with when you're driving.
Excuse me.
Like these jogger assholes. I've killed 3 of the motherfuckers myself. 3. I have killed 3 jogger assholes. Ow. I'd have more, I'd have a few more, but I don't always kill them. Sometimes I just toy with them, you know? I pull up in my car and with my right front tire, I pull the sneaker off their heel. Of course, he can't hear me coming because he has on his Walkman. I'm wearing my Walkman today. I'm cutting the world out. Bullshit you are, asshole. They think they're gonna live longer by jogging. Not if they get near my fucking machine, then You're going away! It's Michelin on Nike time! I don't know which is worse, the jogger assholes or the bicycle riding creeps. These faggots on their bicycles. And they got special little hats, you know, they have special little hats to protect their special little heads. And they all try to act grown up. These bicycle people try to act mature because they know basically they're dealing with a toy, so they try to act grown up by giving hand signals. That makes them feel adult. They give hand signals. He's going to tell me where he's going. I'll tell you where you're going. You're going 30 feet up in the fucking air is where you're going. Back on the sidewalk with the rest of the children. Does your mother tell you to keep your toys in the yard? Well, I get pissed, goddammit! There's a lot of shit you have to put up with when you're driving. Like the other cars. Have you noticed that hazard? Oh. Thousands of these other cars, many of them with people who have licenses, apparently. And they get you so fucking pissed off. Some of these people in their cars, you get you so fucking pissed off. You get so fucking pissed off, you know what I mean? You ever get so fucking pissed off that you forgot where you're going? Because you got behind someone who isn't going anywhere either? A man with no destination at all? And I say, step on all the pedals, maybe one of them means go! Oh, they get you pissed. I don't know where they come from, but I believe there's an automotive harassment squad that is notified when I leave the house. All right, he's leaving now. Everyone in position. And they're laying for me all along my route. Here's a guy making a U-turn in reverse. Here's a woman backing out of a bush. And each of them has a special talent. Each driver has one thing he does for you. First of all, there's the guy whose turn signal has been on since 1955. Then there's his opposite. That's the guy who doesn't put his turn signal on until he's finished the turn. He's going to tell you where he was. Then there's the guy behind you at night whose brights are on. He has his brights on in case you want to read. Well, I just happen to have a copy of Ivanhoe with me. Oh, don't they get you pissed? Don't you get you so goddamn mad sometimes when you're out there? Some of them especially. Here's one you know. Here's a feeling you'll recognize immediately. You ever been behind somebody on like a 2-lane road or something? Somebody you cannot get around. You've been behind him already for like 18 minutes and you want to get somewhere and he's not moving at all. And you ever get so pissed off that all you want to do now is catch up with him to see what the fuck he looks like? You know that feeling? I just want to see this cocksucker's face. Look, he looks exactly like I thought he would. Constipated! Cars to watch out for. First car is any car where the driver is also on the phone. Technology has brought us these self-important twits. You know, phones were invisible. These guys wouldn't own them. The whole idea is for you to see the phone so you'll know he's a busy guy. I'm a busy guy. He's reaching out. That's what he'd tell you. I'm reaching out. Well, reach out and jerk me off. Then there's these people who want you to go ahead of them. This courtesy bullshit that's going around. See, I don't think it's real courtesy. That's why I don't like it. It's a bogus. It's a counterfeit generosity. Everybody wants me to go first. You go ahead, please. Go. Even when I leave the house in the morning, there's a guy there at 7 a.m. waiting for me. I'm waiting for you to come out so you can go first. I think it's a post-Vietnam guilt syndrome of some kind. You know, America has lost its soul, so now it's going to save its body. It's like the fitness craze in this country. Well, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? Doesn't work that way. And I'm sitting in the driveway. I know I'm sitting there. I'm stuck. It looks like I'm stuck, but I'm not asking for any help. I'm not asking for anything. Just sitting there. And some yo-yo, some putz, some world-class, high-tech, state-of-the-art yo-yo who hasn't had a generous thought since St. Swithin's Day slams on his brakes, kills 3 people behind him, and doesn't ask me to go. Tells me to go. You go. Fuck you! You go. I like it here. I come here all the time. You go. And then when he goes, crash into him. And if he gets out to complain, say, hey, you said to go. Thank you all very much.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, George, it's something else. You know what? I think this is the first one I've seen in his younger years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but he
tell.
is definitely on point with those drivers. What irritates me though, when you're driving and you know you are in the right.
Right.
And then someone's either blowing at their horn or something at you, and you're like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
That is irritating. You know, and I agree with when you behind somebody.
Right.
I want to see who this person looks like. So you start speeding up, and you're like,
right.
trying to look over and see who. I'm like, yeah, he was on point with that.
Yeah, I like some of the stuff that was funny. Well, not necessarily funny, but I kind of noticed was like how it told, like when you said he's younger, but you could actually look at him, see his hair and everything. But some of the things he talked about, like the Walkman.
Right.
Walkman.
Yeah.
Somebody nowadays like, what is that? What's that?
Yeah.
You know, the Walkman. What's the other thing? The other thing he said was, the other thing I noticed is, in some comics still kind of do it. Years ago, they still do it, even though they didn't have to, is have the cord mics. The mics with the cords. At one time, that's how it was. Now they got the cordless, and some of them still like to, because it's old school like.
Right.
So a lot of them like to carry. So that was one of those things I noticed.
He did, because he grabbed it and did something.
And the other thing is just, based on his comedy, I'm sure he would have a diverse audience. Mm-hmm. And if he did that routine today, especially when you talked about the F word, I guess when you talk, you would think that today it'd be a little tough. Now he'll be getting flack back later and talk about. Where I think those people just said it's comedy, and I'm gonna tell you why. He come from the era of.
You mean back then or now?
Now you might get some flack people calling and saying, "Hey, he shouldn't have said this," and wanting him to apologize and all those things. But back then, I think people kind of understood more of like, okay, there might be some things I don't like, but he's doing it through comedy, and I'm gonna accept that. And I mean, as long as I guess it's not vicious. I guess that's how people will see it. And if anybody wants to know or see where comedy kind of came from as far as that, is to watch the Dean Martin roast. If you go back and watch it, and especially watch a guy named Don Rickles. And I like Don Rickles. And I started watching some of the old roasts. He was the one they brought up at the end to really bring it home. And it sounded vicious, but what I really respected at the end, he gave the person they roast nothing but praise. And so you could tell that what it was comedy, but we all friends, and most of them was comics that were on the stage. But I think that's the era that George came from. It's okay, this is my profession, and I'm doing my profession, and everybody should understand that. We're here for comic relief, you know, so we go back and deal with all the lies, but for now, let's just have fun and enjoy ourselves. But I never, you know, even though he say things that some people would be offended at, I don't personally think he crosses over the line where it's vicious.
I think so. I think because usually when people, if you're going to a performance, you know that performer. So you would know what they bring to the table. Usually.
Right.
You know, so if I don't like his comedy, then I'm not going to go to that show. So, but, you know, that's how you pick and choose.
Right, because I remember a show we went to, I think you really didn't know, because I just watched some of his stuff on YouTube with T.K. Kirkland. And he goes right at that front row. People in the front row, he's going to talk to them. Hey, let me ask you a question. And he puts you out there. And we went to see him perform. And I was like, we were sitting in the front row, but we was kind of aside. And I had to let her know, you know now. And she's like, really? She didn't know. So knowing, I think people know what George brings to the table. So when they show up, you know what to expect. So I mean, it says that to me, where you want to voice your opinion is whether you buy that ticket or not. That's, you know, if you don't like it, don't buy the ticket.
Yeah,
so that's how I see
that's
it.
how I agree. If you don't like it, then don't go.
But I'm not saying,
so then you won't feel offended.
Right, I don't.
You know, so I mean.
But I'm not giving them permission to just go in on something. I'm not saying comic could just go in, because maybe from time to time, there have been times that comic went in, especially maybe they get a heckler from the crowd, and then they go in, they go too far. I maybe seen that from time to time. But as far as the general comedy, most of them tinker on. Some of them have say, I don't do this comedy, don't do it, and then, but you know what they do. So, like I said, when you go, maybe if you go see a comic, go look them up on YouTube, watch and see what they want, so you know what to expect. So, so I gave him a lot of credit, because it would really be interesting to see what kind of show he could do today, man. And you know, what kind of.
I still think he would. You mean if he was of this era, or?
Well, no, coming from his era.
I think he still would bring, because that's his style. I don't think he would change it according to anybody. Just like I said, he probably feel like, you know, if you don't like my stuff, don't come see me. You know, So I think he would be who he is.
I think, like I said, I think he'd be all right, because what's great about it, he can take his comedy act anywhere. Really, he can't. Some comics can't take it anywhere. They go here and there's people are like, what are you talking about? Or, you know, so, or it's all about one particular thing, but so he can take his act anywhere. So, but that's my man George. But, so that's, you know, that's our comments, that's our look, that's our reaction. And you all summed up, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and that'll be it.
That is it. Thanks for listening to Sunshine and E.